Before we get into any of the stories that I have for today, I want to do something very special, and that is this right here. And what this is actually a list of names of people that recently became members. Thank you very much to everybody on this list, and as they continue rolling in, I'm going to continue adding your name on there, or your username rather, I should say, unless you don't want me to, and that's fine as well. We only recently announced that we now have memberships for the channel, and let me tell you that my heart felt so warm when I saw all these people that were becoming members. And by the way, I understand that not everybody has the ability to join and become a member. I understand these are hard times, and a lot of people wish they could, and you know what, thank you for that as well. But just seeing people that are willing to go out of their way to support up and coming creators like myself, there's no words. This is not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do this, talking to a camera, editing videos, and finding content for for people's entertainment. But I do. For some of us, that's the dream, right? And seeing so many of you guys that are willing to support that dream, again, just thank you. And with that, let's jump into things. So we have a lot of fun things to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about Adam Levine and the scandal that is right now burning up on TikTok. Some interesting observations that somebody pointed out. And then also, Blackface in 2022. Yeah, it's So the first story we're going to jump in today is one that comes out of TikTok, of course, like most of my stories. And that is because, well, right now, I can't believe TikTok is still free. I swear, people will put things that I would imagine they would have never said in public, but for some reason, people feel very empowered to just say, oh, it's TikTok. Let's just throw it on there. But yeah, this story is particularly one of a Instagram model that came out and essentially put Adam Levine on blast. And if you don't know who Adam Levine is for some reason, well, he is the front vocalist for Maroon 5. And in her video, she comes out and says, hey, I had an affair with a very famous musician, but because I don't want someone else to kind of beat me to the punch and release my story and gain, monetary value from this, I'm just going to come out and say, the facts of the story. And this is what she has to say.
I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off because I've retaken this like 10 times now. Essentially, I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model. At the time, I was young, I was naive, and quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now, so I was definitely very easily manipulated. Maroon 5 is practically elevator music at this point, so I'm sure you know who Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were seeing each other for about a year. After I stopped talking to him over, a period of months, this is how he came back into my life. He said, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious. I was like, I'm in hell. Like, I have to be in hell at this point. I mean, my morals were unknowingly compromised. I was completely manipulated. I couldn't handle this privately. I never wanted to come forward because obviously I know the implications that come with doing what I do, making money the way I do, and being an Instagram model. So being tied to a story like this, it's like, I know the stereotypes. I had sent some screenshots recklessly to a few friends I thought I trusted, and one of them had attempted to sell to a tabloid. So here I am.
So yeah. Again, if you didn't catch the name, there is Sumner Stroh. Before this whole scandal, I personally did not know who Sumner was, but apparently Adam Levine did. Now, there's been a ton of videos out there, right? People are already coming out with the forensics analysis of like, oh, she's making up because this looks, Photoshop, and, this looks over here edited. All these theories are coming out, and they're going to continue to come out. However, I personally like to look at what's in front of us, and there's a couple things, right, to point out there. One, naturally, we're going to have Adam Levine getting a ton of hate online. I saw a ton of comments saying, you're a cheater, dirtbag, everything you can expect from a story like this. And additionally, he came out with this apology and basically, in a nutshell, said, yeah, there's a lot of stuff being said right now. You don't know my side, blah, 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 blah. The very PR typical move that we can expect from someone with, power and wealth like he does. Now, as I just said not long ago, right, when a man or a woman, to be fair, or when anyone gets accused of something like this, of saying, hey, this person was cheating, on his significant other, or was doing something that period is not going to be looked at in the best of light in the general public consensus, I always say, yeah, let's hear the entire story. While I am 100% with believing victims, I'm also with believing facts over feelings. And while anybody watching this video might say, oh, that's a very red pill of you, to say, I will say what I've said for quite some time now about that statement, which is get the blue pill and the red pill and just as far as it can go. Not too long ago, I covered a video where a TikToker was being accused of something that came out to be false. Yet so many people on social media were running to, to chop this guy's head off. A lot of the times when we let the mob mentality in us kind of like take rage, right? And enjoying those other people with that same kind of like echoing that feeling of like, yeah, screw this guy because of something that probably happened in our lives. We end up being in a position where we might need to, pedal back when we find out, oh, well, we didn't know that. If only I would have known. And for that reason, I will continue to be about facts. And in this particular case, it's not an exception. No, I'm not defending Adam Levine. I mean, I'm not gonna say what this lady said about, oh, it's elevator music. I actually enjoy Maroon 5's music, but then again, this is not about Maroon 5, right? This is about Adam Levine. But at the end of the day, if Adam Levine is guilty of cheating, then you know what? Screw him. As a married man that has never cheated, I will say, yeah, that is pretty effed up. I don't understand why people typically with a lot of power and wealth, they feel the need to cheat on their significant others, regardless if or not they were, ex, Victoria's Secret models, like in this case, Adam Levine's wife is. All that aside, you get my point, right? It doesn't matter. If you're married, if you're committed to someone, in my opinion, you got to own up to it when you no longer want to be committed to someone and you want to do what allegedly Adam Levine is accused of doing. You maybe have some second thoughts years later after maybe even building a family about being with that person at one point or another you were married happily to, hopefully. That's fine. Honestly, I'm gonna say that's fine. It is what it is. If you cannot fix your marriage through counseling or through just being more understanding about your significant other and their changes and what has happened over the last 4, 5, 6, and 20 years, it is what it is, right? If you have to move on, you have to move on. But there's a right way of moving on. And just cheating, and going behind your significant other's back, it's not the way to do things. I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but I've never heard, at least personally, anyone that has cheated in the past that resulted in the best possible outcome. And then the last thing I will say on this is, along with those comments that I mentioned earlier, I saw a lot of people say, no, why you, Adam Levine, not you? And it's a little funny. I don't mean to be mean about it and laugh at people, but I'm still sometimes surprised that other people can be surprised about celebrities cheating. But I'll leave it there because at the end of the day, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. And something will come out of this, right? I mean, where they're going to find out that this young lady was lying or fabricating or twisting the truth here, or we're going to end up finding out what a lot of people are already saying online, which is, hey, you're a typical cheating scumbag. And it'll be just another celebrity that fell from grace, right? Because, well, he gave in to his urges. All right. And with all that said, let's jump into the next story. And that is of a creative way that a TikTok user decided to do blackface in 2022. Now, before I show you the video that some of you guys might know which video I'm referring to, let me first give you some context. Now, I already touched on the fact that in the live action remake of The Little Mermaid, the main character will be portrayed by a black actress. However, what I didn't show in that video, which most of you guys probably already came across as well on TikTok, is of the reaction, right, of a lot of little girls, specifically black little girls, that are seeing, the trailer for the first time.
I think she's round. Mama! They made a black Ariel! Round Ariel.
Okay, so now that you kind of seen those videos, let's jump into the video in question. Okay, so I had to modify the audio there so that I wouldn't get hit by Disney and they try to claim my video, but you get the picture, literally, right? You see that this individual found a very creative way to essentially mock the little girls that you saw in the previous clip that I showed you. Somewhere in the world, this man decided to sit in front of his TV, put on whatever looks here to be maybe like a face mask, one of those face masks to peel blackheads or something, I'm not sure. And then, recreate what he probably felt would be a funny representation of the little girls reacting for the first time. Now, let me touch on a couple points that I've seen online. Oh, it's just a joke. Which to that I will say, listen, if this guy would have just sat there and done the same voice, but without the whole blackface, I would say, okay, maybe he's mocking the little girls, which in and of itself is kind of weird, because, he feels like maybe they were being like snobbish or something. Oh, I guess. I still wouldn't find it funny, but whatever. I'm also sure it wouldn't have gone further than just a few people in his comments saying, hey, you're being an asshole. But no, he decided to take it a step further and say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put a blackface on and do my comedy sketch, my joke, because that's what a lot of people that are trying to justify this, that's what they're saying. Oh, you snowflakes can't take a joke nowadays. The guy is just kidding. Which to that I will say, there's so much other crap happening that we can make fun of and that we do make fun of. Why try to pick at a bunch of little little girls. Like, I find it very odd that some grown man out in the world, gets their rocks turned on by making fun of little girls. You really got to think about it, right? Once you're done justifying something for this man, which I'm sure he's not asking you to justify it, really look deep inside and say, yeah, why is this not offensive? Why do I not find this offensive on the behalf of little children? If he was mocking other adult people, I don't give a crap, do you? But again, this is about this weirdo, sitting somewhere in the world in his couch and saying, oh, you know what I'm about to do right now? Let me go put on a blackface. Oh, let me go get a wig. And if he just had that wig laying around, interesting. And go ahead and mock the little girls and then post it. Now, it's even more weird when I think about the fact that maybe he had to do different reshoots, different angles, and still decided, I'm going to post this. This is a good idea. And again, for those of you guys that are going to sit here and defend him, I mean, you maybe got to look deeper inside of you and find why you are defending this. Is it because maybe you would do this? So with all this now known, it's no surprise as well that we have had the social justice mob, right? Including the likes of Karen and other big content creators on TikTok that have come out and said, hey, we found them and you know what we're going to do.
All my haters to the back. Because when I tell y'all to stop doubting me, this is what I'm talking about. Stop doubting me, the black community, I speak, everyone who helped in on this. This is what we're talking about. Now, some of y'all say, well, he lives in a whole different country. What are we going to do about it? Honey, have y'all not watched my TikToks? Let's talk about it. Much shame and anger has gone towards him that now his family don't even want anything to do with him. Like, his sister is having to answer for stuff and she is not happy. Not only that, Northwestern School of Law here released a statement and said that he no longer is a student. Now, he was a student before, but he's no longer one now, so we're all good there. So yeah, what is it that I say again? The devil works hard, but we work harder. I'll take my flowers, Goofy, as I Speak would always say.
Now, whether you say, hey, yeah, rightfully so, or you say, hey, come on, we're going to take it to that extent as to ruin the guy's life, that is for another conversation for another day. Yeah, at this point, man, you made a stupid decision. As they say, play stupid games and you're going to win a stupid prize. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. As always, make sure you guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, to subscribe, ring the notification. And again, if you can, make sure you guys, become a member. Of course, you know that I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, see ya.